David Muir, the reliable representative of ABC News, has encountered numerous difficulties, but none comparable to this. Why have his admirers been devastated by the revelation, and what does his future hold? Keep watching to find out what happened to make one of the most beloved journalists in America take an unexpected turn in his life. There has been much conjecture that the ABC News host will soon depart from her position. There has been widespread speculation that David Muir, who has been with ABC News for nearly 20 years, is planning to leave the network. After succeeding Diane Sawyer as host of ABC World News Tonight in 2014, Muir rose to prominence as the show's anchor and an Emmy-winning journalist. Muir has covered numerous big international events, including wars and environmental catastrophes such as the nuclear tragedy at Fukushima, and is famous for his extensive reporting. A YouTube video that speculated about David Muir's future with ABC started the rumors that he was quitting the network. Nevertheless, the video's description discloses that it was largely created by AI and heavily edited digitally, diminishing its credibility as a source. Instagram and X followers of Muir have also noticed that he has not announced his leaving. Things have been running smoothly. Speculation may have begun when weekend hosts Whit Johnson and Lindsay Davis sat in for Muir at World News Tonight in early August 2024, when Muir was not present. But Muir was only on vacation for the summer. Images from his stay in Italy were among the many that he posted online to give followers a taste of his travels. It was also speculated that Harris Faulkner may be departing Fox News after she skipped a few broadcasts, but nothing came of it. David Muir has a stellar reputation at ABC and is well known for his commitment to journalism, yet, today we will uncover some previously unknown details about his life. A young journalist from Boston made history in 1976, at the height of the popularity of nightly news programs. At a period when the three networks were many Americans' primary sources of news, Barbara Walters, a nationally recognized TV personality, became the first woman to host a nightly newscast. Simultaneously, other networks started collaborating with upcoming broadcasting greats such as Walter Cronkite, Dan Rather, and Tom Brokaw. David Muir, who joined ABC's World News Tonight as its primary anchor in 2014 with the intention of joining this list, more than delivered. The Associated Press named Muir Star of the Summer of Broadcast Television in 2020 due to the show's exceptionally high ratings. His appeal extends beyond the elderly who continue to watch the show nightly. According to the Washington Post, the show that Muir is in charge of has 54 viewers, which is quite impressive. Plus, parts like the Bill and Melinda Gates interview got over 500,000 views on Instagram and other social media platforms. According to what Muir told the New York Times, "This is my dream job, without a doubt." And now, that vision has blossomed into a phenomenally prosperous reality. Even at the tender age of 12, David Muir was plotting his career in journalism. "It was a dream of mine when I was a kid that I would one day have a job that would transport me to exotic locales," Muir recalled in an interview. He paid close attention to the Syracuse Nightly News, hosted by Ron Curtis. Muir reportedly wrote to Curtis, asking for advice on breaking into television news, and Curtis responded, "Competition in television news is keen," as reported by the New York Times. "When the correct person comes along, there's always space. Maybe you are the one." In no time at all, Muir had secured an internship at his local television station, WTVH. During the summer, the team penciled in his progress on a portion of the newsroom wall, and he even interned during Christmas breaks. As a high school student, Muir was also involved in conducting interviews. Supposedly, Muir may be seen in interviews from when he was a teenager sporting the latest trendiest hairstyle. But Muir controlled the screen with an absurd blend of seriousness and playfulness, even though his voice was nerdy. Heather Richpakta, a longtime friend of Muir's, recalled that he knew he would be in the Big Apple at all times. "I'm going to follow in Dan Rather's footsteps," he'd declare. It was evident to him. David Muir's proficiency in Spanish is one of his more surprising qualities. He eagerly embraced the opportunity to fully immerse himself in Spanish language and culture throughout his college years by studying abroad at the University of Salamanca. "Having this cultural experience prepared me for a future job as a young reporter who hopes to traverse the world in pursuit of stories. I am grateful." As an opportunity to escape my academic discipline, Muir informed the group that studying abroad would be a great experience. "I put my newfound language skills to the test while discovering a remote part of the world I had never before considered my temporary home." The university's unique charm stemmed from its age and aesthetics, which he found particularly appealing. "Plus, I'd been taking Spanish classes since I was a teenager." After David Muir interned at Syracuse's WTVH-TV, he was hired full-time as a reporter. One of the most valuable bits of advice Muir ever received was imparted there. According to what Muir told the Washington Post, a wise person provided him advice when a seasoned journalist saw that he was struggling with a story. "Well, to get the story, you've just got to get out there and get the story," the senior employee allegedly told Muir. Evidently, it is common sense. The significance of leaving that newsroom was acknowledged by Muir, though. Ascending to the tail in that cruiser. While working as a journalist in Syracuse, Muir was honored by the Associated Press for Best Enterprise Reporting and Best Television Interview. The next stop for Muir was a position as a reporter for Boston's WCDB-TV, where he once again garnered AP accolades. The experience of covering Hurricane Katrina in New Orleans, Muir said, changed him forever. While riding in a rental car, he listened to the cries of the homeless and those downtrodden for assistance, as he recounted in an interview. "It felt like an invasion of their pain," Muir recalled, and he wanted to slouch in the back seat. "Even if it's hard and the pain they're going through is real, the camera in the window will offer them a voice." The lead anchor position on ABC's World News Tonight was David Muir's highest promotion to date, which he obtained in 2014. The esteemed Diane Sawyer had been his immediate predecessor, thus he had high expectations to meet. David Muir and Muir were the weekend anchors of ABC World News beginning in 2011. In an interview conducted during that time, he expressed his gratitude for the opportunity to do so 2 days a week. James Goldston, president of ABC News, explained why Muir succeeded Sawyer after all these years. In an interview, Goldston revealed that Diane's declaration of readiness to stand down was really more of a non-decision. At the time, Muir was just 40 years old, but the boss assured him that he was prepared, and he slid into the chair. To the question of why, in his opinion, Muir had such a large audience. According to Goldston, he possesses an innate optimism and a remarkable capacity for empathy. As an illustration, consider America Strong, Muir's concluding series. In the episode, Muir pays visits to inspiring people, occasionally returning to those who have already touched his heart. David Muir's tenure at ABC News has been absolutely extraordinary, winning the hearts of innumerable spectators. Unbeknownst to anyone, even David, an unforeseen and worrisome event was about to take place. With the exception of hosting the presidential debate this year, David Muir appeared to be having no problems at all. Tragic and surprising news, however, broke soon after the incident. A whopping 12% of his show's viewers had abandoned ship. Caused everyone to wonder what may have caused such a drastic decline. It appears that David Muir did not gain any new admirers during his stint as moderator of the presidential debates. It appears that his much maligned performance actually killed the ratings. Many conservatives felt the discussion wasn't fair since Muir and co-moderator Lindsay Davis fact-checked Trump 5 times without once correcting Vice President Kamala Harris. During one of the fact-checks on Trump, Susan B. Anthony Pro-Life America argued that Davis made an entirely false statement on abortion and even demanded a correction. Even though 67 million people tuned in to watch the debate on ABC News, the network has had nothing but trouble ever since. The news network ABC is currently in a tailspin. Megyn made the observation that there has been a great deal of criticism stemming from that discussion. People with an even-keeled view are aware of their actions and how biased they were. Viewers appear to be expressing their displeasure with the use of their remote controls, in addition to the explosive allegations of journalistic misconduct made by an apparent whistleblower. According to Muir, a total of 6.7 million people tuned in over the 3 days after the debate, down from the 7.1 million he had been drawing in before the event. Despite maintaining its position as the top evening newscast on broadcast television, the show's 12% ratings decrease was more significant than the less noticeable drops experienced by CBS Evening News and NBC Nightly News over the same time. Even while it's hard to tell if Trump's base has stopped watching ABC's newscast since the debate, the former president has attacked it for being biased. Trump expressed his belief to Fox News that Harris should have had her allegations fact-verified on multiple occasions. "I used to really admire David Muir, but now I feel like he should have questioned each one of them." Last week, Trump said that everyone no longer respects him. "It was completely biased," he went on to say. The odds were 1 to 3. The June CNN debate, which went horribly wrong for President Biden, was an influence on Davis's fact-checking of Trump, she acknowledged in an interview conducted after the debate. Muir appeared on another ABC show to discuss the subject, maybe realizing the backlash will continue for some time. He and his co-host Lindsay Davis sat down to talk about the importance of their work with Reaper and Consuelos, with whom he is known to be friendly, on Live with Kelly and Mark. I think it was our responsibility to inquire about the matters that matter to Americans, Muir stated. The economy, you know. After 4 years, are we in a better position now? Foreign nationals. When it comes to the border, what are your plans? Your delay in taking action at the border begs the question, why? Questions like those are common. Genetic autonomy. Afghanistan. Are you accountable in any way? A smooth handover of authority in anticipation of the next election? These are all matters of paramount importance, you know. These are the problems that we face now. In the end, Muir considered criticism to be a diversion. Everything you hear after the fact regarding the debate's outcome, who won, and the moderator's performance is, in my opinion, completely irrelevant. His point was amply conveyed. Keep in mind that you are all-powerful. That is the most crucial thing. A reporter thought it amusing that Muir kept to a serious tone and message. The way he's playing it, she said with a laugh, is perfectly balanced. Allow me to explain what I mean by that. Because to his 12% drop in ratings following the debate, that was cleanup in aisle 7. He is clearly in a freefall, as ABC News can attest. The interview, according to Rubin, who hosts the Rubin Report, exposed Muir and the network even further. He pointed out that it is a clever method to observe how evidently they can conceal the truth. The results of the argument are known to everyone. We already know he's responsible for everything, so what are they going to do? So that he could continue to spread misinformation, they had him appear on an ABC morning show, which, I'm almost sure, is part of the entertainment division. For someone as responsible and sensitive as David Muir, who finds it emotionally taxing to merely announce bad news, these responses and remarks were extremely distressing. For example, while reporting on a terrible school massacre in Texas, David Muir was nearly overcome with emotion. David Muir of ABC News was one of the first to report on the terrible tragedy. After the news clip went viral on Good Morning America's Instagram, viewers were moved to tears and sent their condolences in response to the tragedy. Another town, another school, more victims who had nothing to do with this tragedy, and still nothing is being done, one person stated, while another added, "This is terrible. Who will intervene to help such parents?" a third person asked. A horrible occurrence occurred where a lone gunman killed 19 children and 2 adults. The 18-year-old gunman stormed Robb Elementary School in Uvalde, where students ranging in age from 7 to 10 were instructed in the art of reading and writing. According to detectives, the adolescent suspect possessed a handgun, an AR-15 semi-automatic weapon, and high-capacity magazines. Law enforcement shot and killed him following his attack. After the tragic tragedy, numerous prominent personalities condemned the senseless crime. When David Muir's admirers came together to support him while he embarked on a difficult job away from the ABC studios, it was another touching demonstration of his caring personality. The 2020 journalist's unwavering commitment and empathy shone through as he journeyed to Syria and Turkey in 2023 to document the catastrophic earthquake's aftermath. Tragically, thousands of lives were lost and hundreds of buildings were decimated when a 7.8 magnitude earthquake hit Turkey and Syria on February 6, 2023. The natural disaster devastated numerous regions in the region, and David took to Instagram over the weekend to announce that he was going to one of those areas. He posted a selfie of himself looking downcast amid piles of wreckage and a large number of rescue workers directing traffic around the scene of the disaster. The magnitude of this is difficult to put into words, he added in the description, pleading with his audience to aid earthquake victims. Co-worker and ABC News presenter Deborah Roberts said, "Thanks for shining a compassionate and informative light on this tragedy, David," and fans and co-workers alike commended David for keeping them informed about the tragic situation. "Your reporting is consistently superb, accurate, and sympathetic," as one admirer put it. "The horrific and unfathomable destruction these people are enduring is mirrored in your reporting on this humanitarian catastrophe. Inspiring millions of people all around the globe, David Muir has shown an incredible ability to persevere throughout his incredible career. The fact that he was able to rise from the ranks of America's most trusted journalists from his humble beginnings as a news reporter in a tiny town is a tribute to his talent and resilience. An inspiring example of resilience, Muir's narrative shows that it's not enough to just bounce back, one must also push on, frequently against all obstacles, and discover a way to prosper despite difficulties. Early hardships Muir encountered as a child in Syracuse, New York, helped shape his resiliency. Like many others, he struggled with uncertainties and self-doubt from an early age, but he ultimately triumphed. Rather than giving in to his difficulties, he turned them into opportunities for growth and accomplishment. His unwavering determination never faltered, even when his childhood dream of becoming a news anchor appeared distant and nearly unattainable at times. Despite the many obstacles he overcame, he never lost sight of his ultimate goal and fought tirelessly to achieve it. Numerous obstacles tested Muir's resiliency and resolve in his early career. In order to fulfill the demands of his job, he worked relentlessly through long night hours, frequently foregoing sleep and personal time. He persisted in his profession despite his tiredness, convinced that his hard work will be rewarded in due course. In risky environments, where many would-be journalists would have been discouraged, his devotion to storytelling was further strengthened by each event, which also served to highlight the significance of honesty and bravery in the profession. The broadcasting sector was also quite competitive, with many veteran journalists seeking the same prominent positions as his. Was enormous, but Muir still wouldn't give in. On the contrary, he welcomed the difficulties that came his way since he saw them as opportunities to learn and develop. The more obstacles he faced, the more determined he became to succeed. He came to believe that the secrets to overcome hardship in pursuit of greatness were tenacity, commitment, and an unyielding spirit. Even when he's not working, the experienced anchor remains resilient. He has a reputation for keeping close relationships with friends and family despite his busy lifestyle. He consistently prioritizes spending time with his loved ones, whether it's through casual phone conversations, large family reunions, or special occasions, showing that he values them as much as his career and abilities. Juggling all of these things properly is an inspiration and a reminder that it is feasible and vital to achieve balance between our personal and professional lives if we want to be happy and healthy. David Muir's story is a potent reminder that strength and vulnerability are frequently complementary qualities, especially when considering the future. There has been no change in his resolve to convey news with empathy and precision. By protecting his privacy and upholding the journalistic standards he has helped build, ABC stands strongly behind its lead anchor.